Hello, my learners. Today I'm here before you all with a very fantastic poem of class 10, Fire and Ice, composed by Robert Frost. And before starting the explanation, what I feel that I should start telling you some of the points step by step so that you could imbibe everything inside your mind and you would never forget. After finishing the poem, you would start enjoying any poem, not only this particular poem that I'm going to narrate or I'm going to paraphrase. Just I would like to tell you the things in that manner that after finishing the class, whatever whichever poem you are going to study, you have to take that poem as I'm going to tell you today. Okay, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy. So first of all, before studying any poem, we need to know about the poet. If you know the poet, if you know something or other about the poet, you will develop the understanding about the mindset, what he thinks, how he thinks. That's why it's important to know something or other about the poet. And then we shall come to know about the poem. Important. If you know the poem, you will have some blueprint inside your mind, and later on, when we proceed, we shall have a great ease after understanding the lines. Then we shall know about poem, type of poem, as it is a lyric poem or reflective poem, whatever the type of the poem we shall discuss later on. And then summary, it is also important. Summary, what the poem is actually speaking, what we have to cover, what all are there in the poem. And next, theme, central idea, and main idea. Most of the students get confused because they think that these three are same. No, they are different, and I'm going to tell you the differences when I start telling you. And later on, we shall have the explanation. It is the core thing that we have to cover. And then rhyme scheme. I hope you know what rhyme scheme is, but we shall have to discuss it here as well. And then figure of speech, the most important part. If any figure of speech is there, figure of speech, it is used to adorn your sentences, to give extra emphasis, to make it so figurative so that it looks attractive or sounds attractive. That's why figure of speech is used in any poem. Okay, so line by line we are going to cover. So first of all, about the poet, as I have written that Robert Frost is the poet, and Robert Frost, he is a celebrated American poet. Okay, he belongs to America. He hails from America, and he was a celebrated one here when he was in his time. Got it? And he is a nature poet. Okay, nature, realistic, realistic and philosophical poet. Philosophical poet. Got it? Nature poet, a poet who speaks, who writes about nature. He writes about animals, he writes about birds, he writes about trees, he writes about weather, he writes about river, wind, air, means skies, clouds. When he writes about these parts of nature, he is a nature poet. And then we come to know about realistic. Who is realistic? Realistic means a poet who writes or speaks as it is in real life, whether it is bitter or sweet, whether it is good or bad, whether it is harsh or soft. He writes or speaks as it is. That one is called realistic. And then we would come to know about philosophical poet. How can we say that Robert Frost is a philosophical poet? Philosophical poet is that one who speaks about universal reality, who speaks about hidden truth, okay, and one who speaks about human emotions. Robert Frost, particularly, he is particularly known for love themes, nature themes, okay, and he also writes about death. He speaks most of the poems, when you go, you would find that he speaks about death. He speaks about choices. In class 10th, if you remember, two roads, remember, choices, human relationships. and philosophical, as I have already told. So we have come to know that he is a nature poet, realistic poet, and a philosophical poet. Speaks about love, nature, death, choices, human relationships, lots of topics what he covers while writing his poems. Got it? So we have come to know about the poet. Now we should come to know about me. It's important to know about poem as well. So in this poem, there are two things that have been metaphorically used: ice and fire. Okay, fire is for desire, ice is for hatred. So particularly, specifically, the poet wants to tell us that in this world there are two human emotions that are enough to destroy the whole world. This is all what we have to cover through the lines as well. Poem is known, and then we would come to know about the poem. Type of the poem, it is, it's important, most people type means genre. Okay, genre means category. What is the category of the poem? As you must see any movie is there that gives you hilarious comedy, that will be the comedy genre. Okay, so here we have to also talk about the genre. Type is genre, category, type. So this poem is, it's a very simple poem. You can say that it is a reflective, reflective or philosophical, philosophical lyric poem. Okay, this is reflective or philosophical lyric poem. What is lyric poem? Lyric means a poet's thought. Okay, a lyric poem is that poem in which a poet's thoughts, means personal thoughts, personal emotions, feelings, or mood have been presented. That is lyric poem. If I speak about my own personal, means my personal feelings, my experiences, my emotions, my mood, that will become my lyric poem. Okay, so poet done, poem we have come to know about poet, poem, and type of poem. Now summary. So in this poem, the poet particularly presents two human emotions as fire and ice. He says that there are most of the people, some of them say that the world can be destroyed with fire, and poet also says yes. He says yes because he must have gone through some experiences. That is why he is also saying, yes, I too feel that fire is enough to destroy the whole world. But on the other hand, he again says, if the world has another chance, means next chance, then he would say that ice is also enough to destroy the whole world, because the people are full of fire. Means fire here means emotion, means desire, passion, lust, arrogance. Okay, and anger. And ice here means hatred, indifference, lack of compassion, disrespect, and apathy. Lots of human emotions that a person is carrying. No one wants you to succeed. If you are succeeding, the other person will start feeling jealous, or he will start feeling envious of your success. This is what the poet is saying, that these all human emotions are enough to destroy the whole world. There is nothing so special or particularly needs for destroying the world. Emotions, these human emotions are enough. This is the summary and theme. Okay, when I started the lesson, I told you the differences, that there is differences among these words. Okay, theme, central idea, and main idea. Theme means, I'm not talking about topic, I'm talking about the underlying meaning of the topic. So theme will become the destructive power of uncontrolled human emotions. Okay, when there is no control on human emotions, then our emotions will become destructive. It can destroy everything. Okay, it can destroy your relationships, it can destroy your job position, it can destroy your mental peace, it can destroy everything that you have made after great effort. That is why the poet is using it as metaphor, right? So this is the theme. Theme means destructive power of human emotions, uncontrolled human emotions. And central idea means when you study that poem, you will come to know that if a person has no control on his emotions, and it is excessively, means it is increasing excessively, it is going to destroy you within as well. So this is the central idea of the poem. The poem is not giving a positive tone, it is giving a negative tone. So your emotions, your feelings, whatever you are just rearing up, or you are just nurturing, it is going to destroy in coming days. And main idea means content, what you have to study within the lines. This is main idea. So as I have told you that it is about two human emotions, desire and hatred. They have been used as fire and ice. Fire is enough to end the world, because fire denotes your anger, your arrogance, your lust, your your passion, your desire, your the blind running after anything. That is your desire. And ice, disrespect, indifference, apathy, lack of compassion, and hatred. Lots of things are being explained to this word ice. Okay. And now we would come to explanation line by line. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. The poet says here that there are lots of people who are saying that the world can be destroyed with fire. But there are also some people who are saying no. I think, means those people think that ice is also enough to destroy the whole world. Two types of people are here, and the poet is explaining both of them. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So the poet himself says that I have also experienced some of the things that desire is enough to destroy the whole world, because I have experienced in my life. There, he must have met some people, or he must have seen some situations that are telling him that desire, passion, lust, they are enough to destroy the world. So he, means in the first chance he picks desire. But in the second stanza, he comes to say that whenever he finds, or whenever the world has another chance, he will go with ice as well. Because ice means hatred. Sorry. If you have hatred, if you are full of hatred, there is nothing so special that, or there is nothing so important that is going to destroy you. Hatred is enough in itself, it is powerful enough to destroy you from your root. That is why he says that destroy hatred can also destroy the world. So he goes with ice as well in the second chance. So this is the explanation. And now rhyming scheme. Rhyming scheme, it's a very simple. Fire, A, B, A, A. Fire, ice, desire, fire. A, B. Okay. And then choice. B. Hate will become C. And then he again B. Okay. And then great, C. And then suffice, B. So this is the rhyming scheme. If you go through line by line, you can understand it easily. This is not a complicated one. So rhyme scheme we have studied, and figure of speech. There are some things that are important to be known. Figure of speech, as in the starting, when I started the poem, I told you why we use figure of speech in our poem. We use figure of speech in our poem to make it so impactive, okay? To make an extra effect in the meaning, to adorn the sentences, to adorn the poem. That's why we use figure of speech. So there are most of the things. First of all, we shall take fire and ice. Okay, so both of them, if I say that they have been used as symbols, okay, symbolism has been used, metaphor has been used, I would say it is also imagery. If I say personally, it is also working as personification. And now you would become confused that fire can be four of them. Yes, I'm just telling you how. Symbolism is that figure of speech in which the literal meaning is not given. Okay, deeper and hidden meaning that you have to infer from the text. You have to find out from the text. That is symbolism. So fire stands for, the meaning is not given. Fire stands for lust, passion, desire, ambition, anger, arrogance. These words, these meanings have not been given. You have to infer it from the text. That is why fire is also symbolism. And so is with ice. The meaning of ice, we have to understand. We have to infer the meaning from the text. Meaning is not given. Ice, apathy, indifference, lack of compassion, disrespect, hatred, jealousy. These meanings are not there in the lines, but we have to find out the meanings. That is why fire and ice, they are symbolism, and they are also the part of symbolism. Okay, means they are the symbols. Metaphor, why? How? Metaphor is the comparison, direct comparison. They have also been used as metaphors because fire fire is, just see, fire has been used, means it is being compared to desire. So fire is desire, okay, and ice is hatred. When the comparing words are present within the text, they will act as metaphors as well. Okay, so they are metaphors as well. Imagery, how? When I say to you, just think about fire and ice, there will be a picture inside your mind. Okay, although fire and ice are not physically present before you, you cannot touch, you can only imagine, you are making a picture inside your mind. So in that case, they both can be imageries. Okay, how? Personification, very simple, because fire is destroying the world, and a human action is being given to any abstract idea here. So fire and ice, they have also been used as personification. Got it? So these are the major figure of speeches that have been used in the poem. Some of other poems, figure of speeches that I would like to tell you. Some say anaphora. Okay, when something is repeated in the starting, that will become anaphora. And two is and, they are enjambment. Enjambment is when the this sentence is not completed, it is being completed in the second, third lines, and when the capital words have been used, they are enjambment. Okay, enjambment, and symbolism, metaphor, imagery, personification, and anaphora that I have told you, and other thing that you feel that I do not find here. Okay, as far as I know, I have told you the important figure of speeches that have been used in the poem. I hope by step, if you have learned not only this poem, if you are going to learn any other poem, you are going to fix everything inside your mind, and it is not going to be uprooted so easily, because you have learned it. You have not mugged up it. Okay, you have not crammed it. You have not mugged it up. You have learned it. It means you are going with it for a long time. I hope you must have enjoyed the class. Thank you very much. Okay, next thing that we have to cover, letter writing. Formal letter writing of class 10th. So here CBSE says it clearly that there is no use of to anymore in letter writing. CBSE says, okay, so we do not have to use to. So what we have to use? We have to start the letter by writing the name of the person who is writing the letter. Suppose you are writing the letter, then your address must be in the starting. If I am writing the letter, then my address must be at the starting. Okay, so I would write any address. Not, it's not important that you have to write the accurate address. Write any address. Okay, like that. If I write down, then it is okay. And then if I write down like Mahanagar 34A, and then if I write Lucknow, okay, and then take a line gap. It is actually not written anywhere, just I'm telling you so that you could understand. Later on I shall tell you why I am telling it to take a line gap. Then you will write down the date, the format of date. Confusions, so here I'm just removing your confusion. You have to write down in this format: 11 August 2026. Okay, most of the students write in this manner. Okay, this is what you do not have to write, neither nor like that. Okay, and not in this format as well. Any one of them, you don't have to write down. None of them is correct. The correct form is this. There are also some confusions like 11 August 2026 or August August 11 2026. Just see, this is British style. Okay, and this one is American. So we follow British style. That is why I have used it. In British style, there must not be any comma. If you want to write it full, then okay. If a short contraction form, that too is okay. But remember, don't have to put any comma after August, means after month. But in American style, you have to put comma. Got it? And then again, you need to take a line gap, and you have to write down the address of the person whom you are sending your letter. Suppose you are writing your letter to the editor. So in an editorial letter or in any formal letter, you have to write down the designation of the person. Designation means the post. Suppose you are writing the editor, the SDM, the DM, the inspector, the CMO, the prime minister, the HRD, the home minister, the defense minister. Got it? The doctor, the CEO. Like that, you will write down the designation. So I'm writing the editor, and editor of which newspaper? Times of India. And then you need to write down address, New Delhi. Okay, so you have written, and then you need to take a line gap, and you will write down what? Subject. Subject must be like semicolon. This punctuation must be used here, not like a arrow, like double arrow, like is equal to, like this. No, okay, or semicolon. Then these signs are incorrect. You don't have to put such punctuations or signs. Only semicolon. Got it? And then again take a line gap and you will write down salutation. In salutation you have to write down only dear sir or ma'am. Dear sir or ma'am. If you wish, you can put comma after ma'am or sir. If you don't like, there is no importance. There is not any necessity that you have to put. Okay, it is optional. Okay, salutation. And the confusion that you must be carrying inside your mind from today onwards, you will not have any confusion. That I have to tell you that dear, dear is formal, semi formal, and you would say informal, right? How? You must have some confusion regarding respected. Respected is not incorrect, but it is obsolete, means old fashioned. It is no longer used in international writings. If you have to write any letter internationally, if you want that your letter should be recognized internationally, you need to use only dear, no respected. Respected word is still used in India in its institutions, college, or schools to show some emotional connection. Only for that. I'm not saying that respected is incorrect, but avoid using respected. You had better use dear in place of respected. Okay, so we are going to talk about dear. When you are unknown to somebody, when you do not know anybody totally or thoroughly, in that case you have to use dear, dear sir or ma'am, right? Like dear sir or ma'am. Semi formal, when you know someone and you have developed somehow a friendly relationship with formality with the person, you can use dear, Mr. or Mrs., then title, dear Mr. Singh, that is semi formal. Okay, and then dear Rohan, this is absolutely informal. Clear? So you don't have to worry about respected. Even in formal, you have to use dear sir or ma'am. That is absolutely and 100% correct. 100% correct. Okay. In formal letter, you will use dear or sir, dear sir, ma'am, or dear Mr. Singh. That will become semi-formal, and then dear Rohan. That will become informal. When you have to write down to your friends or family members or relatives, in that case, you would use dear and directly the name of the person whom you are writing your letter. Got it? So that is our salutation. And then we shall take a line gap again and we shall write down at least three paragraphs in our writing that are considered to be a gentle one. That will become a gentle passage. Got it? Three paragraphs are considered to be a gentle passage. So we shall discuss what all are we are going to write down in the paragraphs. In first paragraph, we have to actually answer some questions. In short, I'm telling you, if I start giving you all the information, it will take a lot of time. So in first paragraph, you will have to answer what and why. What are you writing and why are you writing? When you answer these two questions, your first paragraph is completed. And then take a line gap. Okay, in second paragraph you have to answer how, and then when, and where. Okay, and which, whose, etc. Rest of the question word if you are answering in second paragraph, because second paragraph is considered to be the core paragraph of any letter writing. Not only letter writing, if you are writing any writing part, second paragraph is the most important part. Okay, so you have to answer these questions in the second paragraph. And in the third paragraph, you will have to talk about future course. Okay, and you can give your suggestions of future course. Future course means this will happen. Okay, these will be the consequences. Future course and suggestions, if you have any suggestions, give here. That is in third paragraph, and you can conclude your letter as well. And the last take four or three lines gap, and you would write yours sincerely. Okay, sincerely. If you like, you can put comma, and then the name with the designation is there, then write the designation, then name. So this is the format of letter writing. Most important part that I wish to tell you, that you do not have to put any comma or full stop. No comma, no 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 full stop. No comma, full stop. No comma, no full stop. No comma, no full stop. If you put any comma full stop, your expression would be incorrect, and the examiner will consider you that you are an average student and will start marking you on your average mentality. That is why I'm telling you in advance, you don't have to put any comma or full stop. Yes, you can put comma in between. That is why I have given, so that you can understand that in between comma is okay, but at the end you don't have to put any comma. And here the subject, same. Subject must be of one word, two words, three words, four words, five words. Okay, six words. But do not go so lengthy, means 1.5 lines or 2 lines or 3 lines. You don't have to write such a long subject. Subject is that thing in which you have to introduce why you are writing the letter. This is the only purpose of writing any letter. That is why you do not have to lengthen your subject. Write only in one word, two words, three words, four words, five words. Okay, that will be considered a gentle subject format. Okay, so these are the things that I have told, and now I'm erasing it. Just see. Now, when you see, this will become visible and clear. And this is what, in examination, you have to make your copy so impressive, so clear, so that the examiner can check as soon as he sees, means the examiner sees or watches your copy, will become mesmerized. This is what you have to perform. And you have to just follow the first one. Here I have made something in zigzag form, but you do not, you have to just follow the first one in this manner. Okay, do not just go in another line just in this zigzag form, not like that. If you are writing the lines in this format, must be here. Okay, this is what, if your line ends here, then and you have to change the paragraph, take a line gap, and from here you will start the second paragraph. Okay, this will become a beautiful way of expressing your ideas and answers in your scripts. Okay, thank you.